welcome back. It's good to see y'all. This is another episode of Neighborhood Conversations. Today we have the one and only
Jelani Kendall.
Yes, sir. And we're alongside.
This is Mr. Hughes.
Who are you?
I grew up in Rock. Grew up in St. Thomas. I always been like doing music from a young age, really. Even if it's instruments or whatever, it just always been a thing that been around. St. Thomas a little smaller, you know what I mean? So I just feel like I kind of gain whatever audience I have from just knowing people, knowing everybody through different things, sports, whatever the case is. So I started doing music more seriously, like in college. You know, just actually going to the studio, recording more of my original music. But it always been like I always been rapping or like freestyling, and everybody know me as that. You know, recently I just decided to take it a lot more seriously.
So where did you go to college?
I went to college in New York, Pace University. That's a school in Manhattan.
Okay.
So yeah, that school surrounded by a lot of performing arts, but I actually went there for political science. You know, but even there, being in that atmosphere, being around a lot of art, you know, that kind of inspired me really. Like, yeah, I could do this thing, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, it come from that. It come from realizing that it was always a thing that was around. Even if I quit it, like I used to play piano, or play steel pan, but I quit it at a young age. You know, and then when you get older, you realize like, what? Imagine if I were bad at piano, I know still like. Man could not rock with me ever, like, why this man could play piano, this man could play steel pan for real, you know, like, sometimes you just feel like, man, what if I didn't continue this thing? But with rap itself, like when I come out with my original content, it was a little more than when we used to do it. When we used to rap, we used to remix a lot of songs, and I used to just talk my shit, you know what I mean? But
this is when you were growing up.
Exactly, and I was, as I say, I was studying things in school that made me think differently about what I was putting out. And when I put out things that were more of my feelings, and to hear people just be like, wow, that inspired me to do this, or I even inspire somebody else to rap, or, you know what I mean? Just try something because I was doing it. That's what made me keep doing it. The fact that somebody tell me like, what, I hear this song and I feel away because I know about that situation. You know, knowing that I was making people feel something from it, that make it real.
That's really cool because growing up on a small island like how we grew up, there's not a lot of people to make us feel that kind of way. You know what I mean? So it's like these people that you're talking about, they're like local.
Yeah, mostly everybody local. Now it's a little removed, like where it is. I'd have to, not have to, but you know, I'd meet more people that's from here. That's up there. You know, so it's different now too. But most of the people is local. Most of my fan base is from home.
What about St. Croix? Do you have anybody from St. Croix that listen to you?
I know some people from St. Croix, but you know, I try and put it more out there, man. I think it starts with me just putting it out there. It's hard for people to even see that side of things. People don't even realize the Virgin Islands are a lot bigger than the miles. You know what I mean? So. A lot of people might not know what's going on, that you're doing this thing over here. It's through media really that we are seeing that. So if it's anybody that I really know from here, that's just because of social media. You know what I mean?
So you never been back and forth between like St. Croix and St. Thomas? This your first time here?
This is one of my first time here, but I've been here like growing up. Like my cousin, he grew up here. I would like visit some carnivals like maybe 2 or 3 times. You know, and I've been here for school. I went to poetry competition, and when I used to play football, we have come over here, but that's about it, you know, that's more like regulated and where we going, and you know.
So I wanted to know, bro, what is your official rap name?
Moving forward, I want to be called Jelani Kendall. You know, I could call me Jelani, but I want to be clear like that the other things are my nicknames, you know what I mean? Everybody know me as Fuego through music, really. But my always call me Fire growing up. But that's just a thing, like, you know what I mean? A Rastaman will call you Fire, you know what I mean? But that just was a thing that stuck with me because I know a couple of my names Jelani. You check, so it's like we ain't trying to call everybody Jelani. My boy name is Jelani. Like, man, trying to call me something different, man. Give me check, man, call me Fire. You know, and I just feel like when I first come out, I had to come with a name. So it was like Kendall Fire.
That's a bad name.
You check, and then people started calling me Fuego.
So Fuego was never a name. That was never like a name that you went by. It was always a nickname.
Yeah, it's always been a nickname. Never released any music name Fuego. Only as Kendall Fire and Jelani Kendall.
But you did say Fuego a lot though.
Yeah, because that's why everybody know me. That's why it is, man. You know, I am Fuego when I get behind the mic. Right now, sitting here, I'm not him. You check. But when I dip out and I talk in other heck, like, that's just our ego, really.
Yeah, I see a tune. I see one of your tunes. You had Jelani Kendall, and it was featuring Kendall Fire, which was that's boy you, right?
Yeah.
You explain that whole concept there.
That song, I had actually get 2 beats. You know, that song produced by Lava Beats, he from St. Thomas too. And I got 2 beats, and I didn't really know, like, I was writing by, like, I finishing it here, I can't go past what I'm saying. And then I just like, boy, you don't think you can mix the 2 beats them together, like, you know? I just feel like that would be a cool idea, like, kind of like a cipher, really.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it like it's 2 people, you know.
Just 2 names?
Yeah, but I featured myself on the song, check, as another name.
Oh, wow.
And check, I just was like, man, this is the outro, man. Featuring this one, like,
last minute thing. Jelani Kendall featuring Kendall Fire?
Yeah. More appropriate tone or words that I use is like Jelani Kendall, you know, but like, then when I turn into Kendall Fire, that's when I talking, you know, whatever,
What's the name of that song?
Figure of speech.
I didn't like the names of the song. Whenever it comes to me, like listening to songs, I always just read the title of the song. Because they say a lot about the depth of the artist's mind alone. You check, and his ability to connect dots. You check. I see just from the names that man connecting some good dots.
I definitely agree to that too.
For me, that's like the finishing touch and releasing the song. The beat comes with names, you know what I mean? So you might get a beat and you're like, okay, that's the beat, that's what we on. The beat is about, the beat say love, then we like, okay, this is our love song, we just gonna call it love. But if you had a blank beat, a blank space, because like my producer's name, they hit whatever they're doing at the time, whatever, so a man might be eating cereal and call it beat cereal, so me ain't call it song cereal, but whatever I'm thinking about on a song, or that stands out more to me, or that's like a repeated thing, that would essentially become the title. If I were to call this a story, if I were to call this a poem, what would be the name? It would be the thing that sticks out the most, the thing that I say the most. You know what I mean?
Which one do you do first? Would you write a song to the beat, or write lyrics and then put it on a song?
I actually always write it to the beat. Always to the beat. I just listen to the beat as much times as I can. Play it out loud, play it in headphones, play it in the car, whatever. We listen to the beat an hour. And, you know, then we can start writing. We can start with one thing, but the first line might not end up the first line again. Like, it just happened that way for me. I never really write a tune without it. Well, I don't. In more recent times, I don't write nothing without the beat. Whatever I'm writing is in this note that's gonna be to this beat. You know, but sometimes things get you around because that's just the process. If you were writing a song where you're like, I can't finish it, just throw the lyrics on the next beat that you vibing with for real and see how it sounds.
It might fit.
It might fit better.
I gotta try that mission. I got a lot of shit I gotta be writing, you know? Just paper, just words on paper, but it could actually be used as a song, perhaps.
Exactly.
And making songs are kind of fun. I mean, one song. Maybe one song we can do that. Do that on SoundCloud. Do that, we get live views.
Big up ourselves.
Are you a part of the production side of your song?
The engineers, I have a couple engineers that I know. I've kept them close. When I kind of get to them and, you know, I try to direct them, but they don't have their vibes that they feel into. You know, it's better when you're there with them. And, man, like, they know your song, so they can just do an effect. Like, you ain't even got us, really.
But you got good chemistry with Lava Beats, though. I say that much.
Man got a nice talk. We're gonna allow we did it again. I was like, even the names and all, you know, it's like, wow, really hand type of vibes. That's cool.
Happened, things just move how they supposed to mean. I ain't plan it, you know, but yeah, it happened.
How you liking St. Croix?
I love St. Croix, man. Ain't no hate, man. Ain't no ain't none of that comparison thing with me going on. Man. For real. I from the VI, check. Ain't really none of that. I mean, even get started nothing before I gang up on me or something to check. So
None of that.
you know, leave it at that. I love St. Croix. Ain't St. Croix. Must try this couple of you may lose.
They must say you got to jump off Big Doc in order to really see St. Croix and, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta ask if you can swim there.
That's a serious question. Can you swim?
Enough. We can come off the dock and we get back on it.
At least have courage for sure.
We can be crying for no help.
You just really tell, like, you know, the difference between St. Thomas and St. Croix people, like by the core to the core. They're just like
Feel so?
Yeah, man, I feel so, man.
I see what you mean.
I made St. Croix, St. Thomas long enough. You know what I mean?
Oh, true that.
Yeah, you over there, man.
Yeah, I've been there for a little minute.
Facts, though.
Yes, but you feel the same?
It was different rockman mood than St. Croix, you know? I could peep the vibes.
And you could just like in the environment, dog.
Yeah, I've been there for like 5 years, I could peep it.
Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. Wow, they be man is harsh, man.
We want to be house,
I'm
man.
not for sure.
I want to be asked about it for sure.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I definitely want to be asked, man.
We more farmers on this
It
side.
makes sense why
it.
we more harsh man and sucker. That's like free living. That's like wind in your face.
Yeah.
It's a different type of like vibe and atmosphere.
I agree, bro.
You know what I mean?
Tattoo. I see you have a tattoo that says freedom can't be given. I think that's what I'm rocking on the movie.
Exactly, that's a rockman mentality.
Hey, but no, I tell hey boy, it's really respect. You know what I mean? It's really respect because I'm gonna come from a different place.
Yeah.
And that's real shit. So I'm gonna come from a place with big buildings and St. Croix, you know, big buildings, you know. We come from Hassan, Bush, you know
try
what I
and be
mean?
a city.
Yeah, exactly, dog.
Both agricultural living, but more extended and a different note.
But different type because that man got so bad at rap. Like you look around and you see a lot of gas around. Like people from all over. Like this man have a huge immigration center. Like
Definitely.
it's a
Lots
serious
of people
melting
that
pot.
are there and not from there.
Exactly. It's a serious melting pot. Probably even more serious than St. Croix.
I feel like we both got out there, man.
I think we both got out, we just get a more like Spanish breed on these sides. While I get more down island folks, way more down
Way
island.
more.
That's why you could tell the difference sometimes with cruise man and rock man.
You have people coming from Puerto Rico and coming here. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
These man got people coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
All over. So they would be more diverse.
Oh yeah, Sarakman very diverse.
Yeah, man,
Especially the port. Being I have like a tourist attraction, one of the most serious tourist attractions in the VA. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, you know, I am very susceptible to great influence and evolution. Whereas here we're very like bush, farm, with a cool and with a stay sometimes. Bad
It's
and good.
necessary. I really like the only person in my family from, well, me and my brother, you know, like only people in my family from St. Thomas. For real. My mother is not from her.
What?
Where she come from?
Antigua.
Wow.
Okay.
See?
Yeah, man.
Look, well, you know, my parents come from St. Croix. Yeah, my parents come from St. Croix.
I feel like there's a difference between St. Croix artists and record.
I personally don't think I don't see. I see that Virgin, but that there I see that Virgin Islands music.
Yeah,
You know what I
pushing the
mean?
thing.
I see that Virgin Islands music.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what you gotta
important.
say.
Yeah, that's important to realize that, like, once, because even when you go to the States, I'm sure y'all know, like, you run into somebody that come from this place.
Yeah.
It'll feel like you know him your whole life. It don't matter if they come
It
from
matter
Rock,
less.
St. John, it'll
Once
just
you
be
see
like,
somebody,
wow,
Yeah.
perfect. You know what I mean? It's exactly what I needed to see.
What does teamwork mean to you?
I mean, is essential. You know, like pretty much been doing like most of these things on my own. Being someplace else too, kind of have to weed out like who is more reliable, or you stick to what we have these connections in a lot of places that we don't think about. But now we all a lot of people doing a lot of things that maybe you didn't know they were into when we were back in school, so like college for sure, like I have to stick to like my classmates that I know I could contact about certain things now that I know they, but in terms of a set team, like when I would do music before, I would group myself with my boy them who pretty much show me the mic. Like I went private school to check them man against Charlotte, and but I went in a thing called Sparks, and that was like an after school program. That's just about building a responsibility in neighborhood, being giving back, and I meet them there, and we were just freestyling, like hey, just freestyle anytime, anything, so we were doing that, and I'm like, what? I got a mic, man, I live far, live in the east, like live in the valley. I used to go there after school. My mother ain't even want me there, my boy. Like, she like, what you doing in the valley? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just like, I can try to push this thing to record as much song before I reach by 5:30 when she finish work. You check?
Yeah.
And that was always my family. Like they always will be. We call ourselves radioactive songs. I feel like we have to get back to pushing that, and that's why I want to stay with what I started with. The dog my thing. I want to get them man up too. You know what I mean? But in terms of team, me being an artist, I have people that could connect me to other people because there's genuine friendship, brotherhood, and I just stick to the producers. Like, if I could know the producer and the graphic artist or whatever,
that's good enough.
Yeah, me and him go. Soon I want it to be to that point where I know that there's one person I can rely on, and we're all doing this thing, and that's a big part of the Fuego and Lava thing. I want to show too, like, yeah, this man, he live in Atlanta, so I want to show, like, yeah, this man from the VI too, doing this someplace else. He makes beats in a different climate, in a different atmosphere, with a song of music, so I like, if I go push it, like, yeah, me and Lava, like, and you just work.
Shout out to Lava Beats.
For sure, man, all the time, every time.
So you've been in after school program called Sparks.
Yeah.
You work with someone named Lava.
Yeah.
Name is Fuego.
Yeah.
Tell you about the dots, bro.
Exactly.
Dots.
Exactly, and that's something I will put in online, because it just come up like that.
Yeah.
Man, really, man, they be on the heights, so my mind just there, like daydreaming.
I mean, like, on some real shit, bro. We don't have artists out here, but we only have one person really do a layer for yourself for us. I feel like you be more than willing. I'm asking at this point, you know what I mean? Would you want a layer for yourself as well?
Yeah, man.
He don't say he didn't zone out now. His mind flowing.
Terry, you get your phone right?
I had a beat in the zone. Let me get in the zone. Yeah. We upper class, she up in us. Disrespect, he up in fast. We just born, we up in gas. And it's OG. That means original. This Jelani Kendall. I be in my mental. They give me instrumental. Like, this is fatal. This the last drop. This was that one missed call. This was that last withdrawal. Before they tell me that my bank account hitting zeros, but I never be a zero though. Even when I ain't got it, dog, I'm still a neighborhood hero though. I be out in New York, eating a hero or a Giro though. Yeah, I feel like Al Giro though. Gotta get them Dragon Balls in. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. We in Generation Z. But really you could be what you wanna be. Just be on your beat. Just stay on your feet. Just keep that sail up. This life is a fleet. I keep them good kicks on feet. Fuego cause I stay in heat. It come from? It just come from me playing with the words saying Thomas of us, but it does come like, not to make myself sound bad, but with a positive message comes a thought that maybe you might not have done nothing bad before.
You're not a saint, none of us
check.
perfect, you check?
Like man in us move, like that don't mean why I say Islam, boy, do your own research, you check. It might mean something and it makes sense, but you know, sometimes we put in that space, the bigger we get, like, no, you are a role model, you know, so there have to be some reality to what you're saying, you know what I mean? Either way you play. If you're going to play a bad man, you know what I mean? Give some of the story for real, you know? If you're going to play this positive, like, oh, I'm a preacher, you know, like, give some reality of yourself too, you know?
And what do you mean by give some reality?
Well, I mean, give all reality to it's your words behind your name, so you better say what you mean, you know what I mean? Understand that now you are quoted. My words are now on the internet. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you can't play wrong and just say some dumb that ain't true.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I can play wrong and say some dumb that ain't true, but I don't want to really.
Exactly. That's what I can tell with your words, with your music. There's a lot of truth to your words, a lot of feeling to your words.
Yeah, I want it to feel like, you know, it is always coming from there, you know.
You for classes,
Yeah, I got cool OB long sleeve. I actually do. Nah, I believe I link you, but I get like maybe 2.
Is that white shirt?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
cool OB is a long sleeve though.
Wow.
Yeah, the
original.
Yeah, rock that.
For sure.
Yeah, man, from time I see it, I mean, that's just how I am, you know, like,
Yeah.
seeing something that's, you know, being created from here, wherever it is. Like, hey, get that shot, man. Yeah, man, that shot, man.
Check it. Well, actually, I have a shirt on me right now because man got a tune called Blue Flame.
Bring one?
Yeah.
Wow.
You need a team, you know. You need a team, bro.
You need a team.
Yeah, you need it.
Wow.
You know, after the man start rapping, like, I can't stop getting bite from mosquito, bro. Weird heck, like.
Yeah, man. That's a classic too, you know. Don't think I ain't been watching it.
Yeah, man.
But I've been seeing the thing build up for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What I would call it? Phrase that you use a lot, I guess it's a slogan. You just say, "Chuh."
You gotta say more like chop.
Like, shut.
Yeah, that's
That gets you is when I really bring it up to me.
I guess who is it directed towards? What is it that? What are you trying to
what do you
relate?
mean when you say
Well, first off, don't can't act like I make out the word. One of my favorite artists, Popcorn, he just say chop. Popcorn is definitely one of my favorite artists. But that was also always a freestyling thing.
Yeah.
That's my pause. That's my thinking. That's my breath. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure. But sure is also like if you say you know, something that means something for real, like you in the car, you realize what I mean, get no more people. Sure.
Oh yeah, so it's definitely something that I say for sure. Like,
So
Sure.
Like CHH for me, like.
yeah, I didn't do that too. But it started off as the pause, but I turned it into I gotta say it before I start. No, you know what I mean? I don't use it as a pause no more. If I write in a song, I'm gonna say it before I start the verse. I also get that from Biggie too, man. Man used to say your own name, I check. That's a heck I used to do too, where I say Kendall Fire before I start, like Biggie Smalls, and then he
Yeah, I got it.
B.I.G. and then he start check, so now I say Chuck.
I remember you saying that you tried to quit a few times, like growing up. Like you used to play piano, you stopped playing piano, but then you always find yourself kind of like going back to it. So what's your intent this time going back to it?
In a way, it don't necessarily have to be for the rest of my life, but I just think music is one of the biggest platforms, just being a universal language. And as I say, when I see people can understand me through this thing, it ain't really about me being understood, it's about maybe my words could be a vessel to healing or whatever, you know what I mean? Like making somebody feel better. Because they like, why listen to this song? Or maybe they want to wallow in that pain, so they listen to the sad ones, or you know what I mean? But I also feel further than that. with the platform, you know what I mean, not even really being about funds itself, just like when you have that platform, you can now do more. Not even as a celebrity thing, but an upper class thing. Like you have a connection that's on another level because everybody listens to music, man.
Yeah.
So it ain't gonna be about you being in a business suit to approach this person. Although nothing is wrong with that, it's just gonna be that there's that reality thing again. Like I know you as that, so we can still talk in these spaces that come into like owning our own things in the islands or educating more people about the island, about their culture. A big thing with me, like living in the States, I just feel like we have this way, like in the islands, like we don't always hail up each other, or we like how I say, I'm gonna call me fire, I'm gonna call me king. You know, up there is more so Jamaican people, but they still give you that like, yes, my father. Kingdom and class, manners and respect. You know what I mean? We come from this, you know. We come from manners, you know. We come from walking into a place and good morning, you know what I mean? Carry ourselves with a weight that we don't necessarily have this thing where we feel like man could diss our culture or man could diss our color, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you up there, man feel like that. Like our next man could, you think anybody could like do that? And even further, it's not about that. We have to see like we are a lot more alike than we think too. You know, so I think that when I felt making music more, I just wanted to make it more international thing. Sometimes I just laugh at it like why am I in this booth right now? Like I'm doing a music video and I'm performing. Like it's funny to me in a way because I went into a different zone. You know what I mean? But I am just compelled to put it out there. You know, so the world could hear it.
We had a very intimate with the one and only Jelani Kendall. And it was certainly a pleasure to have you here. I feel that we're definitely honored to have you here for sure. Definitely more special.
My final word is just blessing for the chance, you know what I mean? Keep doing what you doing, you know what I mean? And let me tell you, at the top in the upper class, check. Check.
You're gonna get carried away with that topic,
you know people get offended. You can't put that in.
That's what we is it. That's so crazy.
He got off when he thought what I got.
That's a whole slur. That's a whole slur. And everybody like, I'm gonna be like, what is man?
Young bull turn into a menace. When I come around, you can feel my presence.